sent stories of Helen to many newspapers in Boston. The people loved to hear about the wonder child, a blind and deaf girl who learned how to read and write.
She's so smart and wonderful.
Wow, that is just unbelievable.
For the new year, Annie and Helen were planning a trip to Boston, to the Perkins School, but they had a sudden surprise that changed their plans. The President of the United States had heard about Helen's accomplishments and invited them to Washington.
I really wanted to meet her.
At that time, many people thought that the blind or deaf couldn't do anything. Helen proved to the world that they were wrong.
You're a very wonderful little girl.
Thank you very much, Mr. President.
When they went to the Perkins School, Helen read a poem to the school by writing into Annie's hand. Annie spoke the words as Helen spelled.
Wow, that's amazing.
Everyone was impressed and clapped their hands.
I'm so proud of myself.
Back home in Alabama, lessons and learning filled their days again.
Maybe we should move to the Perkins School.
As the time passed, Annie thought about leaving Alabama. She believed that Helen could learn more by living in the city. Annie asked the Kellers to let them both live at the Perkins. Although Helen wasn't a student at the Perkins, she went to classes and studied hard. One day, a visiting teacher told her about a deaf and blind girl in Norway who had learned to speak.
She couldn't see people moving their mouths, so when they spoke, she touched their mouths instead. I think you could do it better than her.
After that, Helen tried to learn how lips move to make sounds. She practiced continually with Annie, but her voice was never clear. Her imperfect speaking would bother Helen, but she kept trying without disappointment. One day, Annie heard about a new school for deaf children started in New York, and it sounded perfect for Helen.
Let's move to New York, Helen.
I really want to study there.